Hi, John Weichart, President of the Monroe County Capital Improvement Board of Managers, back with you again to talk to you about some exciting things that have happened in April related to our arts installation project. You may recall we've talked before about 1% of our budget being dedicated to our arts installation. So on a $52 million project, that's $520,000. And we set aside $400,000 for art installation, another $100,000 separately later for local artists to have an opportunity to display their artworks within our facility. When this project began, we put out a call for artists, and we received 188 applications from artists all around the world. And our recommendation group that included members from the Bloomington Arts Commission and our Capital Improvement Board, the Indiana Arts Commission, the Beat Advisory Group, among others, narrowed those 188 down to 4 finalists whom they invited to Bloomington over the month of April. And we had 3 of the artists come to Bloomington. And so today we're going to see what they proposed. And I want to say how excited we are, because the 2 things that I hear people talking most about now, volunteering to me when I run into them around town, are the convention center expansion itself and how much it's changed and how beautiful it is to see, and this art installation. We had 1,000 responses to our surveys on the art that you're about to see, on what people thought of the art they were looking at. So we're very excited about that and happy to have you see that today. So now let's visit with our first artist from the Who D'Souza studio in New York. And Nancy and Josh visited with us. I had the opportunity to meet them and have breakfast with them, with Galen Cassidy, who deserves all the credit for leading this effort. Got a chance to walk around town with them, and they had a chance to see Bloomington on their visit with us. And now you'll see what they proposed.
Well, thanks everybody, and thank you for this amazing opportunity. We had a lot of fun proposing this and designing this project. We were really impressed with both the architecture and the natural beauty of the town. So we wanted to propose a design that really almost brought in the nature inside.
Walking through Indiana University's campus, we were surprised at just the amount of nature within the campus and throughout the town as well, and something we thought was actually really lovely and amazing. The other things we took away from our visit to Bloomington, the importance of cycling culture to Bloomington, trying to find a way of merging together aspects of that with nature and this architectural language in that campus into a kind of unified and coalesced whole.
So our proposal is 2 separate designs. The first one is inside the bridge. This is a view looking south. We wanted to create a piece that was really vibrant both in the daytime and at night.
And we really wanted to take advantage of the bridge being this opportunity to serve as a gateway for Bloomington and its unique visibility within the town as one drives in.
At night, this piece is made up of steel frames and polyester cord.
Yeah, and we were really thinking of the piece as a sort of grand scale tapestry, one that's got transparency and the ability to kind of have a unique presence, a distinct presence between night and day. From here, you can kind of see the array of lighting fixtures that are kind of built in to the artwork panels themselves. So it glows from the top down.
In the daytime, we tried a few different colors for the blue part of the frame. This is the option we showed in our submission, with the light blue kind of blending in with the sky. We also tried a version where the frames around the floral pattern is a darker color that sort of blends in more with the frames of the window. So this is a view of the lobby. We are also working with these floral elements and using similar materials with the polyester rope and the steel. And this is a view from 3rd Street.
And the corner of College Ave and 3rd Street.
Our next artist is from the Jason Bruce studio in London, and one of the artists from the studio visited with us. Again, I had the opportunity to meet with him. Galen and I had a chance to talk with him, and here's the work that they proposed.
So I'm a media artist, but work through my studio, Jason Bruce Studio. I'm super interested in weaving media artworks into architecture, into spaces, into cities, into all sorts of opportunities. but also larger scale projects like the kind of Shard, top of the Shard in London. So using media, using movement, I suppose classically termed sort of luminokinetic, creating work that's inspired by living systems, but quite often uses movement and performance to sort of animate space. This piece in Beijing uses coloured glass and light working together to produce the colours. Sort of working, I think, with sort of elevated pedestrian walkways and bridges is really interesting. This is a piece in Tampa, Florida. Really excited about the brief of creating an accessible public work that's unique to Bloomington. Starting to think about how we could start to actually apply these patterns to the elevations of the bridge. So the order and the patterns and the meanings are played across the sort of elevation. This was, the first sort of impression. This sort of plays slowly at first, but builds up. And you can sort of see these extraordinary motifs emerging on the bridge. And the idea of this would be a kind of generative piece, so it would never repeat itself. These are just test views to start understanding how this works. And the idea is the artwork's inside the bridge. That means that we can create something really powerful that's visible day and night from outside. But at night, it will be this extraordinary thing where actually inside the entire bridge interior becomes this light, becomes this kind of really beautiful, animated color space.
And our third artist is Kip Kobayashi from Los Angeles. And again, Kip was one of the artists who visited. He actually spent 4 days here and spent time not only in our community, but he made a trip with Jane Cooper Smith from the city over to Columbus to see some art in Columbus as he tried to tie many things together. So our next artist for you to enjoy is Kip Kobayashi.
I wanted to start today by briefly showing a couple of previous projects so you can better understand how I think and how I approach making art. First up is Collective Transitions, and it's for the Meacham Airport in Fort Worth, Texas. And I started thinking about what sort of activity would occur here, filling the space both vertically and horizontally. Invisible from the main highway, it appears as a flock of birds flying within a glass aviary. The next project is titled Storybank, and it's located at Mercy Pavilion at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. So playing off the adjacent rivers as well as the city's industrial past. So I envision hundreds of these glass vessels, each filled with an individual message or wish donated by patients and staff, drifting through the space like an imaginary river. Ascending as they move toward the main entrance, they appear to reach out to the sky above. Appearing at first as a colorful current of glass, upon closer inspection, the unique designs and shapes can be identified, alluding to specific points in the city's timeline. Which brings us to this project, which I call Racing with the Clouds. So inspired by this, I imagined a cloud of suspended bicycle wheels appearing to race across the outdoor terrace and into the clouds above. The artwork will consist of 250 to 300 stainless steel bicycle rims and parts suspended into a cloud-like array, suspended 10 feet above the outdoor terrace. So the artwork's designed to offer different experiences depending on how and when it's viewed. On one level, it serves as a placemaking element, giving the facility a distinct and instantly recognizable identity. On another, it marks a key entrance, hinting at the activity that occurs within the building. From the terrace, it suggests hundreds of imaginary cyclists racing to the clouds. And at night, it glitters, visually connecting to the stars above and referencing our pursuit of our fondest wishes, hopes, and dreams.
And our final artist is Benjamin Ball from a LA studio, another West Coaster, who again was one of the finalists for the committee to look at, and now we're excited to show you his work.
I'm Benjamin Ball. I've been a public artist working in public spaces as an artist for over 20 years, and we're based in Los Angeles. I called this project a form of connection. A lot of the pieces that I've done over the years have involved a tight collaboration between concepts using digital tools and fabrication. I'm very interested in the way that process of making can create the background for imagining the project. So in Bloomington, I looked at this view and I really started thinking about how public art is remembered. It's often recognized for making a place. For the Bloomington Convention Center, we envisioned a singular sculptural form that winds around the Sky Bridge that connects the new expansion from the old building. The piece extends outward over the courtyard and forms a kind of entry canopy to the new building. In traversing along all the walls of the bridge, the work transforms a familiar piece of connective architecture, the bridge, into a civic marker. It turns it into something that becomes a new image for the city, collaboration of the bridge and the piece.
So I've talked to you about April, and next steps are coming in the month of May. On May 20th, at our regularly scheduled Capital Improvement Board meeting, Galen Cassidy will give us a recommendation from our recommending advisory group on their thoughts on these 4 artists and the artists that they would recommend that we select for the art installation project. So we're very excited about that, and we're looking forward to hearing that recommendation, and the Capital Improvement Board then intends to act on that recommendation on May 20th. So we're very excited about that, and we'll have more to report back on that later. Thank you.